I have to do the clap. All right. Good morning, world. Once again, this is Cedric without my best friend, Brian. Man, I am telling you, if you guys haven't checked out Tennessee Time and you're thinking about leaving California and moving to Tennessee or someplace else, and you're doing a new build, I'm going to share some information with you that Brian shared with me. It's going to cost way more than you thought. It's going to take way more time than you thought. With that being said, I'm going solo again, and I thought I would read some comments from various videos that Brian and I have shared. Stay tuned. I'm Cedric, and Brian's in Tennessee, and this is Cedric and Brian. All right, you guys, thanks for joining us again. We appreciate every single one of you. And when you start a YouTube channel, you start looking at the comments. And sometimes you feel bad, like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't have said that, or maybe I should have said it a different way. But at the end of the day, you, the people, are allowed to make whatever comments you want. There are people who love us, and there are people who despise us. Well, we appreciate every single one of you anyway. So I found some comments. I'm going to read them and share them with you. Brian, even though he's in Tennessee, is going to do all the editing. Man never stops working. This first comment comes from our High Ren reaction video, and it's from Tracy Angeletti, -NC2ZS. And Tracy says, on September 4th, 2023, I was looking for a do-it-yourself video on YouTube, and your thumbnail for your reaction to High Ren popped up on my feed. I had never heard of Ren or you guys, but your thumbnail intrigued me, so I pushed play. I have been down the Ren rabbit hole ever since. I want to come back now to thank you for your reaction to that video and for introducing me to Ren. You unknowingly opened a whole new world to me. High Ren impacted me in a way that I don't have the words to convey. I'm not sure I would have even heard of Ren if it wasn't for you two. I just want to let you know how very thankful I am for that. Tracy, these are the type of comments that we love, because sometimes you think, are we just wasting our time doing these videos? Are we making an impact? But it's a comment like this that says, you know what? If just one person gives us a positive comment, we know we're doing the right thing. So Tracy, thank you very much, my friend. We're glad that we made an impact. More importantly, we're thankful that High Ren made an impact on you and your life and continue going down that rabbit hole. Next comment here is from Ren. How to Be Like Me, featuring Chinchilla. And it's a double comment from Aaliyah Tolly, 9977. And she left two comments that said, thank you for your takes. Thank you for your guys' take. Love this. Love y'all. My son committed suicide right before Christmas last year. String ties, laughter, no genre, amazing. That is the impact of music. And if you followed me and Brian for any period of time, we cover it all. Whether it be country, we don't even know what bucket to put Ren in. He's in a category all by himself. The guy is just incredible. But we've done country, we've done jazz, we've done pop, top 40. Well, we've done it all. Of course, Tom McDonald and things of that nature. But Leah, we're glad that impacted you. And she followed up with another comment that says, at Cedric and Brian, straight A student, husband of 20 years, left us for another family. And my son got hooked on ketamine. Had no value in his life. Insane. Thank you for your concern. Just appreciate y'all. Thank you. Man, and like we see so many comments of these, and I wish I could read them all, but there are so many people who share in the comments section things that they're going through. The death of a loved one, a child, a sickness, a loss of a job, just things that just happen in life. And there's something magical about music that just kind of pulls everybody together and just kind of gets you into those feels and says, you know what? I can make it through this. If I just turn on the music or turn on some streaming channel and get through this, everything will be good. Those two were kind of sentimental. This is from a video that we did a long time ago. It's entitled, Why Does Mike Tyson Have the Tattoos of Two Murdering Communists? If you haven't seen that video, go back and check it out. But Mike Tyson has a tattoo on his arm of Che Guevara. And so we simply said, this person kind of sided with us. It's just from JG 1007. And JG 1007 goes on to say, Che was a mass murderer, nothing to be proud of. My dad fought on Fidel and Che's side in the revolution. But they lied to the people, revealing they were communists after they took power. Then they started confiscating land, guns, and yes, murdering anyone who dared to speak out against communism. Seems kind of what's going on now. My dad ended up at 18 in the US alone because the communists assassinated 4 of his best friends for the crime of speaking out against the government. And by the way, it's quite something for a black man to support Che, who was a known racist and a homophobe. JG 1007 is making that comment to Mike Tyson. There was another comment that we had. JG 1007, thank you for sharing that. We appreciate it. There was another comment that we made, and someone said, why don't you guys say that to Mike Tyson's face? That would be stupid. It would be suicide. We can just have conversation with people without getting into fisticuffs, and that we wouldn't be stupid enough to get into fisticuffs with Mike Tyson because that would end quickly. But to have that conversation and say, hey, do you know what these guys stood for? Do you know what they really meant? So JG 1007, we thank you for that. And of course, we couldn't do a comment video without picking one from our favorite video, Joyner Lucas, I'm not a racist. There's 2 comments tied into one here. I'll read them both. This one's from @MamaDK243. And I guess it's in reference to me. He says, the black man who's secretly a white person, always a yes man. I am going to say this for the 1000th time. I am black. You can see it. This is not trick photography that Brian is using. I am a black man. My mom is black. My dad was black. My sister's black. My cousins, my aunts, my uncles are all black. But just because I share the same pigmentation as other black people doesn't mean I have to share the same mindset. And that's what goes on in this country is they think all black people need to be a monolith. And it's like, well, if you look like us, but you don't think like us, you're really not one of us. Nothing could be more stupider and asinine to say. That was quickly followed up by at Scalzy Dog, who said, and I love this one, all lives matter is not about police reform or stopping needless deaths. It's just something people yell to be against Black Lives Matter. A protest to a protest. Now that's interesting because if you do your research, Black Lives Matter, the organization, started back in July of 2013. That was 11 years ago. Black Lives Matter, the organization, started 11 years ago. So you're telling me that before that time, all lives didn't matter? So my question is All Lives Matter a protest to Black Lives Matter? Or 11 years ago, was Black Lives Matter a protest to all lives matter? Because all lives do matter. And just because this organization came along 11 years ago, and the reason it came along was the acquittal of George Zimmerman in the shooting of Trayvon Martin. Then all of a sudden now, Black Lives Matter. But let's be real here. Black lives only matter when it's snuffed out by a white cop. And you guys have heard us say this over and over again on this channel. Why don't we talk about the number of black lives that are lost in Chicago and Detroit and Baltimore and Los Angeles, weekend after weekend after weekend, but no one says anything about that. But when an idiotic cop takes the life of a black man, all of a sudden, Black Lives Matter. That's always one of my favorite ones. I'm not going to read this one. We did a show on Charles Barkley and how he said that if anyone wore the T-shirt with Donald Trump's mugshot on it, he was going to punch him in the face. He has since backed away from that comment and basically said, no, I wouldn't punch someone in the face. He said, I would lose a lot of respect, and black people who do that are very idiotic. I'm an idiot. Let's see, we got another one here. I'll read this last one here. This is from our Megan Thee Stallion reaction, Hiss video. Now, why do we do this video? Because at the time, and I had no idea what this song was about, Brian said, this song is the #1 song in America right now, so we should react to it. Did we do it for clicks? Absolutely. We're a YouTube channel. So if the #1 song is out there, we're like, let's react to it. This person at Terry's 9223, and I hope you're watching this. If not, I'm going to respond to your comment by tagging this video and the time frame that way I respond to it. Terry's 9223 says, you all didn't study Megan at all before listening. No, Terry, we didn't. Because if we had studied Megan Thee Stallion, if we had found out what she's all about, if we had done a deep dive into who she is and who her music is, it really wouldn't have been a reaction. We reacted to it. Brian said, let's throw this song up there and let's get an honest, authentic, true reaction to this song. For all you old heads out there, like me, the first time I watched Friday the 13th with the character Jason Voorhees, every jump scene had me out of my chair. That was a real reaction. Now, if you're old like me and you've seen Friday the 13th 50 times, those jump scenes don't scare you anymore. I had a good friend of mine in high school, Gary. We all went and saw that movie together in high school. Fast forward 10, 12, 13 years later, he's laughing at those scenes because it's no longer a reaction. So yeah, we did react to it, Terry. And yeah, and if we had done a deep dive on who Megan Thee Stallion was, that wouldn't have been fair to you guys because you wouldn't have got our true response to it. So I did respond to that person. I said, they said, you all did not study Megan at all before listening. I said, we did not. That's why it's called a reaction. Thanks for watching. Terry decided to ping pong back at me. That is not why it's called reaction. LOL, you're funny. In our early days of music reactions, Brian and I would do a little deep dive and find out more about it, and that's what we always said, we're here to do a music review. We've listened to the song, we've written some notes down, and some people didn't like that. So we went to a reaction. So it was a reaction, Terry, but thanks for watching anyway, because like I always say, not only the positive comments help the algorithm, but these comments like this help the algorithm as well. You guys, thanks so much for leaving those comments. We appreciate you guys. Like I said before, Brian is just, I could hear it in his voice the other day. He's tired, he's going through a lot, and he feels bad that he hasn't been here with you guys to share his thoughts and do things. But I think by the end of March, by the end of this month, he should be in his home. I think he said he's moving in this weekend, but they won't have any water to shower. I said, you better join the gym, brother, and get to that gym membership and use the shower there. But he is excited to get back on this. He's like, Cedric, whenever you have time, throw a video up. Let the people know out there that we still love them, we still care, and we will be back in the fold shortly. Until next time, make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell, and continue sharing our channel with everyone you know, from California to Tennessee and all around the world. Until next time, I'm Cedric. We'll see you later.